Welcome back to Work on a Superyacht, where this week I shall be answering one of the most frequently asked questions on this channel.
Why do you talk like C-3PO? No, not that one.
No, the question is in fact, can I get a job on a yacht? And it's usually preceded by some sort of introductory statement. I'm from India. I'm 40 years old. My English isn't very good. I've never even been on a boat before. Needless to say, there isn't a simple yes or no answer to this question. Everybody's situation is different and each candidate must be considered on a case-by-case basis. However, what I can do is take each of those 4 statements, simplify them into the categories of nationality, age, language, and previous experience, and then use them to highlight the ideal circumstances for an aspiring yacht crew member. This information isn't just relevant to people looking for their first job at sea. Even deck and engineering officers with years of experience in the merchant navy, they should still find some value here. So, let's crack on. Nationality, or more importantly, which passport do you hold? Ideally, you'll have a passport from either the United States of America, any country from the EU and or Schengen area, or any of the countries whose citizens are allowed to enter the Schengen area without a visa, even if only for 90 days. But why is this the case? Because the Mediterranean and the east coast of the USA are where the majority of the world's superyachts can be found. By actually going there, walking the docks, meeting the crew agents, and networking with existing crew, you give yourself the best chance of finding that first job. Yes, you can apply for yachting jobs online from wherever you are in the world. I made a video about it here, and I recommend this as a good place to start because it doesn't require any financial commitment. But make no mistake, the most successful people will be the ones who can legally base themselves in the Mediterranean or on the east coast of the USA for at least a few months whilst they look for work. Think about it, I've got 2 candidates for a deckhand job. On paper, they're exactly the same. However, one of them is living in a crew house down the road, the other one is on the other side of the world. Which one am I going to choose? The one who's living down the road, of course, I can invite them on board for a face-to-face interview. Maybe I'll ask them to stick around for a few days, do a bit of work, I can see if they're going to fit in. And if I do decide to employ them, there won't be any travel expenses for a yacht, no hanging around waiting for them to sort out a visa or tie up a few loose ends back home. None of that, they can just move on board and off we go. Wow, it is hot. I'm melting. I found some shade, so let's crack on with age. This is a tricky one, but I'm going to take a broad sweep and say that those in their 20s and 30s are best placed to get started. It will, of course, depend on the position that you're trying to attain. The ideal age range for a junior deckhand is going to be very different to that of a well-qualified engineer or deck officer. But in any event, you want to be strong, energetic, and able to keep up with the yachting lifestyle. This is another reason why it's important to base yourself amongst the yachts. On paper, it might look like you're a bit past it, but if in person you appear as 5 or 10 years younger than you actually are, well, then it might not be an issue. Angry cat. Grrr. Oh no, it's just an Angie cat. Back into the shade now for the next category, language. Now I know you're all fed up of us lazy Brits expecting you to speak our language, but English remains the language of choice in the superyachting industry, and if you want to maximise your chances of success, you're going to need to be able to speak it to a good standard. Yes, there are some smaller yachts in the industry that are based in one country. They speak the local language and they stay local. But if you really want to get on in this industry, get your MCA qualifications and work your way up the ranks on the larger yachts, then English really needs to be in your repertoire. In reality, the ideal yacht crew member speaks English plus at least one other language. French, Spanish, Italian, Russian, Mandarin, these would all be great additions. Synergy. Looks like it could do with a bit of work. And now we move on to our final category, previous experience. Ideally, an aspiring yacht crew member grew up on and around the water. Maybe their family had a sailing yacht. Maybe they used to spend their summers surfing, fishing, wakeboarding. Maybe they were an excellent swimmer, winning competitions throughout their college years. In my case, I had done a degree in yacht design. I had worked at a yacht design studio, I'd worked in a yacht brokerage, I had attended the Monaco Yacht Show on more than one occasion. There was a reason for me wanting to be a yacht crew member. It made sense as part of my story. Of course, there are many yacht crew who started in the industry without the benefit of all of this experience. However, there is no doubt that it's a big help. Allow me to illustrate the point. Oh, I do like illustrating points. You've got two candidates, and on paper they are exactly the same with the exception of their background stories. One of them grew up learning to sail the family yacht. The family had a powerboat too. They used to spend their summers wakeboarding and water skiing. The other candidate has never even been on a boat. They don't actually like boats, but they heard that their mate James has got a job on one of those big yachts earning good money. Tax-free too, and they fancy a slice of the action. Which one are you going to choose? Oh, Christina. So now I think you can understand why it is that the yachting industry is full of yacht crew members that are from countries such as the USA, the UK, France, Spain, Italy, Australia and New Zealand. Countries who issue passports that are widely accepted in major yachting destinations and that allow their citizens to travel worldwide with few restrictions. Countries with a strong currency whose citizens can afford to give up their jobs, book a flight to the south of France or Fort Lauderdale and support themselves whilst they look for work. Countries with long coastlines and the infrastructure to support the super yachting and water sports industries. Seafaring nations with a rich history of ship and now yacht building. I realise that none of this is necessarily fair. Your nationality, your age, the language that you speak, your upbringing, these were not your choice. The fact that an agency of my country issues what I think are some of the most respected qualifications in the yachting industry, complete chance and something that I don't take for granted. But there you go, as my grandmother always says, "Hey Granny, life's not fair. Never was, never will be." Those are my words this time. However, all is not lost because there is one country that is very well represented in the yachting industry in spite of the fact that it issues a low-ranking passport and has a very weak currency. South Africa. So, what's going on there? Well, any South Africans out there, please do correct me if I'm way off the mark here, but I speculate this has happened because there are some South Africans that have dual citizenship with an EU country, which means they can move to the Schengen area, base themselves there without restriction whilst they look for work. Those people have been able to blaze a trail so that other South Africans who don't have dual citizenship can follow in their footsteps. They can have a difficult time with their passports. B1, B2 visas, Schengen visas, they don't necessarily come easily, but I think they do it because they believe that it's possible. Quitting your job, packing up your life, saying goodbye to your family and leaving for a foreign land with no guarantee of a job, that takes a real leap of faith. But when you've got a few friends who've already gone and done it, who can show you what to do, that just makes the goal a little bit more achievable. Just gives you that little bit of extra motivation to think, yeah, I can do this. I can go and get that job. If you're from a country that issues a low-ranking passport or whose currency won't go very far in the EU or the USA, I don't claim to understand the challenges that you face. However, I hope that the information I've shared here highlights the importance of basing yourself in a major yachting destination. As for your age, if you've got no maritime experience and you're no longer eligible for a junior deckhand or stew position, think about how you could enter at a higher level. Do you have the time and money to get a yachtmaster qualification? A 40 or 45-year-old with a yachtmaster qualification looking for a skipper's position on a smaller motor or sail yacht might have a lot better chance of finding a job. Alternatively, try looking for work in the galley or engineering departments where experience and transferable skills are much more important than age. When it comes to languages, it's going to be a case of at least learning to speak English if you don't already, and if you've never been on a boat before, then maybe it's about time that you did before selecting yachting as your next career. This video has been a tough one. I get a lot of comments from aspiring yacht crew members whose circumstances don't immediately fit the criteria that I've been speaking about in this video. I guess the reality is that getting a job in yachting is easier for some than it is for others. Nevertheless, it is my hope that through the information I offer on this channel, you will go out and find a way. Find a way to get that visa. Find a way to save up enough money to book that flight and support yourself whilst looking for work. Find a way to improve your English. Find a way to overcome the impact that your age may have on your employability. And when you do, please remember to share your experience so that the next person can do the same. In this way, we can make a yachting career more accessible for all, and the whole industry will be a lot better for it. As always, thank you so much for watching. For more videos about how to get into yachting and what to expect when you do, please do check out the rest of the channel. And with respect to this video, if you found some value in it, a like would be fantastic. A sub would be amazing. And I very much look forward to seeing you next time.